What time is it? It is Jack Wolf Knives time, boys and girls. I've got a collection here of Jack Wolf Knives blades that are knocking the socks off of sock wearers. This stuff is awesome. So I'm bringing you today to Pioneer Jack. And remember, you're not just buying a knife; you're buying an experience. Literally, Ben Belkin over at Jack Wolf Knives is just a master knife designer. And I was going to say slip knife designer, but as we all know, and it's on my gun bag right now, my gunslinger is a frame lock, and it is super awesome. So he doesn't just do slip joints, some old walk and talks. He can do pretty much anything. He's just awesome. So let's check out this package. Now I'm going to tell you right now, Jack Wolf Knives. I'm going to tell you this thing. It's only at dealers starting tomorrow, the 22nd. So 2 p.m. Eastern. Tomorrow is the official drop at dealers. So that's when you're going to be able to go out and buy these. Now, the reason I'm giving it to you today instead of tomorrow is because I want to set you up so you can get over there and buy before they sell out. If anybody knows anything about his knives, they sell out pretty fast, and then you have to wait for the second productions and all that. So if you can get one, if you can get over there tomorrow, 2 p.m., get over there. I mean, they're not going to sell out in the first half hour, but in the first half hour, a bunch of them are going to sell. Get over there. These things are worth it for anybody who wants a real working man's knife, especially slip joint fellas. If you guys are just into the slippies, this is the way to go. Let's check it out. You hear I got a little bit of voice stuff going on right now. Got a little Google, but that's not going to stop the wolf. All right, so obviously you got his logo right there, and as in everyone, you have you get the pog with the artwork, right? Oh, and I gotta show you. I mentioned something before when I first showed you. I said, oh, I gotta put that on my water bottle. Oh yeah, that's right. So this is my water bottle, and there's Frankenstein, and then there's only 2 knife makers on there. Jack Wolf Knives, ADV Tactical. That's it. That's all that's on there. So my water bottle is with me every day. I have Jack Wolf Knives and somehow with me every single day. So let's look at this Pioneer Jack, shall we? That's a tribute to my man Scab. All right, so the knife is in here, but before we get to that, we're gonna check out the awesome sleeve, logoed. These things, you don't realize how really great these things are when you're carrying a knife in the pocket and you're putting this in there instead of your knife dangling all around, because you're going to have things a lot of times in your phone like keys or cell phone or this or that, and it's just better than to have it ramming around on things. You have something like this in there, you don't have to worry about scratching anything up. So you're good. You're good. You got the sticker that's on there. There's 2 of them, so there's another one in there. And that's what comes inside your little box for extra doodads, along with your polishing rag, so you can keep it keep it all cleaned up. So this, my friends, is the jigged version, right? So it's supposed to look like the jigged bone there. Now, generally, when you're looking at a sodbuster style, because that's what this is, you're not going to find a bolstered knife, right? It's not Barlow. It's completely different. Generally, it'll be a solid piece of bone or a solid piece of wood or whatever they're using as scales. It's going to be all the way through. But he wanted to give it like this classier look and give it a little bit of him on there. And I have to say, this black on black version, they sell other versions, and I'll see if I can show you that. This is my favorite one. It's just mean looking. I mean, I'm a big Sodbuster fan, and if you know, the Sodbusters are made by Case, right? They're not the ones that invented them, but they're the ones that have the name. So you can have Sodbuster styles, but not call them Sodbusters, and that's why this is the Pioneer Jack, because everybody knows the old Pioneers and the old 49ers went across the country on these wagons, and these wagon wheels dug little trenches all the way across the country, just trails all the way across the country. busting that sod, right? These old farm hands busting that sod with the old cowboys, and they would carry a knife a lot like this. Not as nice as this, though. I can guarantee you that. There's never been a damn cat. There's never been a sodbuster style knife ever made in the history of man that is as nice as this one. Why? Because Jack Wolf knives are the best slip joint knives in the world. We all know that. They really are the best. And this is what drives me crazy. Ben designs this stuff, and he has a maker in China, and they put together the greatest slip joint knives in the world. And then people say, oh, too bad it's made in China, blah, 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 blah. And I say, all right, but so what you're saying is you want a slip joint knife, but rather than get the best, you'd rather shop somewhere else rather than get the best. It's kind of screwy to me. Sometimes it's amazing. You might find out that sometimes other places make really great knives too. I know, it's mind-blowing. Just because you make a cheap one over in this corner of the state doesn't mean you can't make a great one in this corner. But it's just the way people are. Oh man, that just slams in there. So now it does have a nail nick right here. You can see it, and I know it's black, so it's hard to see. But it has a nail nick, but you don't need it. I am big-handed, right? I'm big-handed, but I have enough room to grab and pinch. And what makes it easier is, I don't know how he did it, but it's almost, I know it's not folded over, but it almost feels like this piece of steel, because of the nail nick, kind of curls around. It doesn't, but it gives you that feeling, and it gives you something really positive to grab onto when you're opening the knife. It's one of those silent genius moves. It's just really nice. So you'll notice that it is swedged all the way across the top. Really, really well done. Super sharp because it's what they do. It's a hollow grind, and a lot of people would say, oh, but it's supposed to be a working knife. It's a sodbuster style, which means these are like the ultimate working farmhand knives. Yeah, it still is. It gets thicker right here. You could actually feel it when you run your thumbs through. You have your nice hollow grind right here, which is your sharp cutty. And then right here, it kind of like bows out and gives you a nice meaty tip. Let's see if we can even try and make that out. I don't know if you could really see it because of the swedging, but you can absolutely feel that with your thumbs. In the design, you're also going to see the triple flutes, Jack Wolf knives, and you're going to see some chamfered edging. It's just really, really nice. Everything on here is thought of, including the spine shape, and I'm going to show you. So you'll see it has this awesome sweep up right here. That gives you a absolute positive grip on your knife. So when my hand is on it and my pinky is catching right there at the end of this lip, I have a really, really good hold on this knife. I have to say too, the jigging is awesome. I mean, that is super, super textured. But beyond that, it's not just, you look at that and you say, okay, so he did a straight spine. No, look at all these beautiful angles, right? Angle. He continues that up, and it's a black knife, so it's hard to see right there. Okay, I think you can see it. It has an angle to this point, a flat point to here, and then another angle to this point. This knife is angular, just, it's perfection. And when you go like this, you can't feel the difference between the scales and the actual spine. It's so perfectly made that it's smooth all the way through. What I want to do is see if I can show you some of his other, oh wait, you know what, let's get into specs first, and then I'll show you some of the other configurations. Boogies. All right, so the Pioneer Jack pattern is a farmer's knife. The frame is DLC jigged, 6AL4V titanium. Hardware is DLC titanium Torx. These aren't just steel Torx. These are really good hardware. You have Crucible S90V steel for the blade. You have a DLC blade finish. Closed length is 3.79 inches. The blade length is 2.93 inches, so 3 inches. You have a cutting edge of 2.67 inches, a blade stock of 3 millimeters. It is a Rockwell of 60 to 61. The artwork was done by Sean Tiffany. It's just, I mean, come on, man. You just, come on, man. Let's see. I'm trying to use my right hand here. It doesn't matter because this thing is so sharp. I just barely touched myself, and I am shaved smooth, man. I could put some baby powder on there, throw a diaper around my arm. That's how smooth that is. All right, so let's get out and cut. I almost forgot to show you the other finishes. So let's see here. I have the phone on the tripod. I got to take it off. So right here, this has been really popular, I guess, with him. This is called the Ultim. It's like a translucent gold. It's kind of, when he shows you on video and you can see through it, see, you'll notice right here, those are the screws underneath the scales. Well, looks like I opened it up. Those are the screws underneath the scales, so you can absolutely see through that. It has been very, very popular and very, very sweet. This is the full titanium, right? I believe it's smooth. It's just the what do you call it? It's looking textured because of the computer and the phone. This one right here is super dope. I freaking love this stuff. Even though I have the bazooka pink one, you can see in real life when you move this with the light, it is just crazy looking. So this is the Fat Carbon Toxic Storm. There's something about that. There's like silver in there too. You kind of, it looks like a dark gray on here, but when you move it, especially in the sun, man, that stuff is electric. It is so badass. You have this one, the one that I just showed you, the titanium jigged, and you also have the dark blue matter, which is another popular one. Very, very cool, especially in the sun. So those are the colors or configurations that you can get. All right, so with all the knives he's made over the years, it's kind of crazy to think that this is his first drop point. And what does he do with his first drop point? He absolutely kills it. For me personally, the Sod Buster style has always, I mean, literally always been my favorite slip joint. So to have him come up with an even better one, I mean, come on, man. Come on, man. This thing is just sweet. I am loving the black on black. I'm not gonna lie, guys. This black on black just looks super tough, right? It's kind of like, it's almost evil looking. It is so nice. It's evil looking but classy at the same time, kind of like me. Classy. Yeah, let me huff up some boogers again. All right, so let's do some let's just do some gravity drops, some 4-foot drops, and we'll see how just a gravity bite goes. Boop. And it actually went in there pretty good. It was stuck. Boop. We're going to do a couple hard downward throws and make sure everything holds up. Boom. Oh, good bite. Boom. Oh, good bite. All right, so you can see the line literally right there. Hopefully you guys can make that out, but there's a line right there. So we're in over a 1/2 inch on that. Not so bad. Man, this thing is good looking. All right, so let's try a straight up push cut, no sawing, nothing like that, just straight up push cut and no sawing needed. None on the 1/2 inch nylon rope. Golly, that made short and easy work of that. Let's see. Now you need a really sharp blade if all you have to pinch on is this, because a dull blade is going to pull it right out of your hand. That, my friends, is a pretty sharp blade. So let's see. I got a stack of 2 pieces there. I know it's probably dim because we're looking at we're looking in the shade, but you could have all the dim you want. That stuff cut. That stuff cut, boys and girls. All right, so we're going to use the fuel hose, the nylon infused fuel hose here in the dog. In the dog. In the dog. All right, here we go. So that's the best part about this this hollow grind is it's just sharp, man. It's just sharp. That swedged spine, I get to take my thumb and I look at this. So I'm literally balancing this, right? I'm balancing this on the wood. Now, if it's dull or not sharp enough, and I put pressure on it, it's just going to roll over, right? But what I'm doing is, right there, it's nice and straight. I'm going to try and push really, really easy on it. See how slow I'm going? And look at that. Look at that. It never folded. It never rolled. That means this thing is freaking sharp. You don't get a better show of how sharp something is than taking a piece of flimsy rubber that, look, it moves and it twists, and I can twist it in circles, right? And all of a sudden push it without it bending. That was crazy. That is sharp. That is sharp, ladies and germs. All right, so the belt on my mower broke. That's why we went from let's take it into the yard to take it into the jungle. I think I need a new belt. All right, so one for my britches too. All right, here we go. Let's get the plastic netting, my favorite knife killer, and let's see what we got. Ooh, all right. There we go. We'll see what it does to the edge. Absolutely nothing. Say it again. All right, so boom. I mean, just golly, this is nice. Oh, well, I wish it wasn't made in China. I'd rather have a substandard knife. There we go. It's tough. This plastic netting is tough. So it is a drop point. It's not a clip, so it doesn't have that big, crazy point on it. So getting through 2 with this knife is hard, but it did it. It did it. It dug through. It's all in the persistence. Persistence. Ugh, get rid of that. Man, I'll tell you, I like the feeling of the jig on my thumb and my fingers. My fingers here, as I'm holding the knife, the jigging goes all the way through the edge, right? So that means all the way through the edge is texturing. So as I hold it and as I manipulate the blade, there's no slipping whatsoever. I mean, none. None. I said I needed a belt for my britches too. Hold on. Woo! All right. Back on track. All right, so let's come over here. Let's come over here. And this is a farmer's knife, right? So actually, let's, when they're out in the fields and they're picking stuff out and they're doing all their cuts, you know what I mean? It's like they're harvesting and all that jazz, and clearing brush and all that stuff. And they take a knife and they just, that's what these knives did. And then they would bring it to the table and cut their meat and cut their chicken, and because chicken's not meat apparently, meat and chicken. They would cut their food, their vegetables, and all that, all with the same knife. It would be just a one-all, do-all type knife, and I like that. I like that, man. This thing is nice. It's really, really nice. All right, so let's bang on it a little bit. Oh, yeah, that wood was not great, but the knife still worked. All right, here we go. This one's thin and had a couple holes in it, but we just want to bang on the knife and see how it holds up. There we go. Now I'm in a good part of the wood where I'm actually stuck in. It's nice and tight. I want to back it out a little bit. There we go. And let's see. Here we go. There we go. I lost the tip in there. I've said that before. All right, let's see. Now remember, this is not what this knife is made for. It's a slip joint. But it's doing it. Let's see. And, I am way in there. That piece of wood is harder than I thought. So, now I just gotta get that knife out by banging on it some more. I'm going to do a half close, and I'm going to bang right at the bend. And it is definitely not made to do that. So I'm telling you right now, don't do that with your knife. But you can see it's splitting the whole piece, and it's getting the job done. So it's working. And that, my friends, is all we can ask for. I'm going to back it out a little bit more. Bam. Bam. With a slip joint. How's the walk and talk? 1, 2, snappity doodah. All right, so, and my hands are wet. The knife is wet. Everything out here right now is wet. We've had a lot of rain. And still, without having to need something to dig in, I'm able to open the knife. That was one of the things I was just worried about. I was like, oh, am I going to be able to open it? Let's see. After banging on that, bam! It shreds the leather ball. So, after everything, you're still going to, it's all wet. It's just sopping. You're still going to be able to shred and skin and do all that. Man, make some great knives, man. The greatest slip joints in the world. Oh, but it's not. I don't care what you say. Look at this. Look at this. Beautiful. Beautiful. That's all edge geometry right there. That's all edge geometry right there. Come on, man. Come on, man. I think the dog thinks I just yelled at him. He ran away. He said, oh, crap. How do you know I did that? Man, even this little knife, I'm still getting enough swing ability, right? It's staying locked in my hand, and I'm able to go through things. And I know this isn't crazy stuff, but you hear that? It's kind of solid. And I just made all those little, banged on all those little spods, or what do you call those things? Just came out in my face. All right, so, woo! Let's talk about this, man. Let's talk about this. Jack Wolf knives, Pioneer Jack. I mean, I did with this knife. Well, it's not really made to do, but it did it. It did it. And then we did what it's made to do. It's made to cut. Just made to absolutely cut. You're supposed to be able to grab all your hay or all your and cut it all away, and then go and have your meal and light your fires and all that jazz. This knife will absolutely do that, and it'll look good doing it. This is awesome. So for all the slip joint people out there, and I know there's a bunch, I'm telling you right now, this knife is super dope. I mean, this is super dope. Listen to it. Just snap, crackle, pop. Put that in your Rice Krispies. All right, so that's it for this one. Don't forget, tomorrow, the September 22nd, 2 o'clock, you can get to the dealers. Go buy your own. Hi, I'm Donnie all day. Till next knife.